So, there's a new executive order out, and it's looking to shake up how the U.S. government buys, well, pretty much everything. The big idea here is all about saving taxpayer money and, tapping into the incredible innovation that's happening out in the private sector. So, let's dive in and break down exactly how it's supposed to work.
Okay, to really get what this is all about, let's start with a super simple analogy. Why on earth would you build a custom chair from scratch? I mean, hire a whole team to design it and everything, when you could just go down to the store and buy a perfectly good one, maybe even a better one right off the floor. Seriously, hold on to that thought, because that simple idea, it's the absolute core of this whole new government policy.
All right, here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with the spending problem they're trying to fix. Then we'll dig into this new commercial first policy. After that, we'll see how they're actually putting it all into motion, figure out who's in charge, and wrap up with why this really matters.
Okay, first up, the problem. What exactly is this executive order trying to solve? Well, it really all boils down to how the government has been spending its and our money.
You don't have to read between the lines on this one. The order itself is incredibly blunt. It says that the government's habit of building custom stuff has stifled innovation and resulted in avoidable waste and costly delays. The bottom line here, according to the order, is that taxpayers are the ones paying for all this inefficiency. So here's the fundamental choice, right? On one side, you've got these custom-developed items. Think designed from scratch just for the government. It's a process that's almost always more expensive and takes way longer. And on the other side, you've got commercially available stuff. Things you or I could buy right off the shelf. They're cheaper, they're ready to go, and hey, you can usually tweak them to fit what you need anyway.
All right, so that's the problem. What's the solution? Well, the order lays out a new, really straightforward rule for how the government should be buying things.
And this is it, the heart of the whole thing, the commercial first policy. And make no mistake, this isn't a suggestion, it's a mandate. It basically tells every government agency that to the maximum extent practicable, that's the official language, they have to look for commercial products first. The goal is to flip the script, right? Make buying from the store the default, instead of building that custom chair from scratch.
Now here's a really interesting wrinkle. This idea isn't actually new, not at all. This executive order is really all about enforcing a law that's been on the books since 1994, the Federal Acquisition Streamlining Act, or FASA. So yeah, the concept has been around for decades. This order is basically saying, okay folks, this time we actually mean it.
Okay, but a policy is just words on paper, right? The real question is, how do you actually make it happen? How are they going to put this plan into motion?
And they are not messing around. The order lays out a super aggressive timeline. Check this out. Within just 60 days, contracting officers have to review every single pending request for a custom-developed product. Then, just 30 days after that, a senior official and approval authority has to go through those applications and actively look for commercial options. And get this, within 120 days, the first progress report is due to the OMB. This thing is designed to move and move fast.
So with all these moving parts, who's actually in charge? Who makes the final call? Well, the order sets up a really clear chain of command.
Okay, so let's walk through the new workflow. It all starts with the contracting officer. They're on the ground floor, doing the market research. If they really, truly think a custom item is necessary, they have to submit a formal application. That application then goes up the chain to an approval authority. This is a senior exec who has the final say, yes or no. And kind of overseeing the whole shebang is the Office of Management and Budget, the OMB. They're the ones getting the compliance reports, and they can even step in to review proposals.
All right, so we've covered the what, the how, and the who. Let's bring it all home and talk about the so what. Why does any of this really matter? Well, if you look at the text of the order itself, the goals are spelled out pretty clearly. It's all about eliminating unnecessary spending, slashing waste and delays, and doing a much better job of bringing private sector innovation into government. The ultimate goal? To deliver more cost-effective services for taxpayers by finally enforcing the laws that were already there. And that really leaves us with the big, lingering question, doesn't it? If they can actually pull this off, could this one shift from build it yourself to buy it off the shelf fundamentally reshape how the entire government operates? I mean, it is a huge change in thinking, and I guess only time's going to tell what the real impact will be.